issues with the streaming and some of the matches up, but should have a good set of matches up for you all tonight. And I'm joined here with Mr. Oh Me Oh My Jaegers.
Oh my. Happy to be here, Bagels. Looking forward
Same.
to this matchup.
Yeah, gonna have an interesting one here with Diffusion, who I believe is 8-1. And then on the flip side, we have Ignite, who's had their fair share of struggles this season at 1-8. So they're gonna be looking to try and keep their playoff hopes alive. I mean, anything's possible. Maybe if they get a little bit of a roster shakeup or pull off the upset here, they might be able to start coming back.
Ma- Definitely so. I mean, Ignite, like anything's possible. I think tonight they might be without Psychonautics. If I'm not too sure if he's playing tonight, but he was a defensive stalwart for Ignite.
Yeah, well, it's not looking good if that information is true, but uh, I mean, upset always there. Ignite could pull off something against Diffusion. Maybe Diffusion's coming in thinking it's an easy peasy matchup, but you never know. You never know in Rocket League. But most likely, uh, early prediction, I will say Diffusion is going to take this one, unfortunately, for Ignite's sake.
No, I'd have to agree on that. These teams played on last Monday, I believe, and Diffusion took the series 3-1. And if I'm not mistaken, that series Cowtarded went off
I
with
believe he had something like 2 goals per game.
just ridiculous. So if he plays the same way tonight, yeah, I don't see Ignite having a chance.
Yeah, and actually, the Diffusion roster, while we're waiting to get everybody up in this lobby, Diffusion roster is pretty interesting because at the beginning of the season, they had their first overall pick in Nemesis, and then they eventually traded him to the Pawns, and a few other change-ups in the roster since then. And they've still been able to stay on top for the most part at 8-1. I believe them and the Whelps are tied for first at the moment. But kind of flashbacks to season 3 Acceleration, who changed their roster I don't even know how many times and was able to win the finals.
Yeah, didn't they have something ridiculous like 11 different starting players like that
Yes, it was
season?
definitely double digits for sure.
No, but yeah, it's always crazy to me how a team can like change up their roster that much and still be consistently good. You gotta really look at the GM spot for like that for getting chemistry going.
Hey, props to Benji, I guess. Although that was last season when the captains were in charge of the roster moves, so I'm not entirely sure how much we can give Benji credit. But regardless, Benji's got his little daddy's darlings in acceleration and gravity. Although acceleration hasn't looked too hot this season, but
No, I mean definitely. Still half a season left to go. I'm Ignite. If I'm not mistaken, they're on the edge of being eliminated, though.
definitely, I'm not sure exactly what the elimination number is, but I would imagine it's going to be around 3 or so games. But either way, they're going to have to, if not in this series, it's going to be a tough ask for them to go up against basically the number 1 team in Diffusion here. Or they're going to have to try and get it going again next week.
No, I mean definitely. Like they're gonna have to figure something out, and I mean, still a chance. There's always a chance, but Diffusion's looking good for the rest of the season. With this win, as everyone's starting to get into the lobby, it looks like.
Indeed. I was afraid there might have been a forfeit there for a second.
No,
But
I
the players figured out how to join the lobby 5 minutes after the match start time. But they're in. But going back to that, the season's halfway over. We are going back to somewhat of a season 2 schedule where we have 18 games, which is the most games we've ever had in Nemesis season. So plenty of time for a comeback, and it could start here as officially the halfway point was Monday earlier this week.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like it's a long season, anything can happen. And like the first half was good, and I'm excited to see what the second half has in store for us.
Yeah, and second half's going to be starting off here in just a second as the players are getting this match underway. And we're going to have to be looking at Sky Newbie and company here to get a good start against this hot Diffusion roster with Ak Bachman and Cow Tarded kind of leading the way here.
No, definitely. Last game it looked like Ignite was just like up against the league higher than themselves as Diffusion was just first to the ball on every possession as Radio King is going to get an early start there with the aerial shot.
That's definitely what they're looking for right there. And actually, Sky Newbie almost hitting a pretty skillful double tap a few seconds prior, almost was able to find contact on it. And then right after that, Radio getting a solid shot from the sidewall. And that's what we want to see from Ignite to start off this game one.
No, I'm definitely like the last series they played. Like Ignite was kind of like on the back burners, and they're already getting a fast start.
Finally on defense for the first time this game, but able to counterattack right back, sending it into the Diffusion half. Opportunity for Panda. The shot a little off to the side, and could have capitalized early again right there, but Sky still keeping it in the corner. Radio trying to pass off to the sidewall to Panda, but he'd rotated all the way back. Now opportunity for Cow Tarded, and Sicko's pre-jumping it for some reason. Off to the backboard. Bachman sending it, but now Sky on the dribble, trying to fake it past one, but unable to get it past. It's now Cow Tarded, flicking it over two. Putting the shot on is Ak Bachman, but Radio able to save it away. And I'm kind of surprised that Ignite, they're able to hold off Diffusion so far in this first minute and a half.
No, definitely. Their rotations look a lot cleaner. I believe they just picked up King Panda today, and it seems to be working out for them.
Yeah, I believe he was a free agent because I think one of their players wasn't able to make it, but they are going to get punished off that demo as one of the Ignite players gave away possession. Radio tried to getting it out to Panda, but the hard 50 will allow that one to get through.
Well, I mean, they started out quick, and like in the last 30 seconds, 40 seconds, they were on their half of the field, and it's hard to play defense for that long, Bagels.
Yeah, eventually the bumps and the boost steals came out from them, but again off the sidewall, Radio putting one on, getting a bump on another, and Panda's going to clean that up, and Radio getting another high-quality play to put Ignite ahead.
No, that was a clean play by Radio, cleaning out the defense, bumping Cowtard off to the left, and Panda just puts that one away.
Yeah, and you know, Ak Bachman actually could have bailed out Diffusion right there, maybe thinking he had a little bit more time than he did. Trying to dribble that one out of defense, and he just got shut down by Panda. But again, a good play from Radio to set the Ignite offense up.
No, it definitely looks like Ignite's playing with a bit of a chip on their shoulder after losing the last series Diffusion, and they came out to play today.
Yeah, definitely, and you know, when you see a team, no offense to Ignite, but when you see a team with this low of a record get a matchup on stream, you know, you're not expecting much, but the way they're playing right now, I definitely think they could pull off the upset potentially and take down this Diffusion roster.
No, I mean, you've seen it before. A top team plays against a lower, like a team with a lower win record, and then they get the top team gets comfortable, and they don't play as hard as they should, and then the team with the lower win record takes advantage of that.
Sicko not able to find the shot off the whiff from the Ignite defense. And that would have been their chance to tie it up. Still got 2 minutes to mount the comeback. As here's Sicko again with the half volley out of his own half. Sicko now off the backboard. Double commit for Ignite, but Sky able to find a good touch to send it away. And double commit on the Diffusion offense. But now an interesting series touches coming out from the Ignite defense, but they're still able to get it past. And they were able to kind of get away with one right there.
No, definitely. Like the Diffusion wasn't really able to capitalize as they capitalized right there, making up for all those shots before as Sicko's going to put it in.
Yeah, and another big double commit coming out from the Ignite defense, and neither player finding contact again for the second time in a row, and they're able to hold off on defense for so long, and just a series of misplays coming out, and Diffusion's gonna eat those opportunities right up as off the kickoff, another one, Couch-Hearted with the side flip, and another opportunity gone awry for the Diffusion offense, and it seems like both teams are playing not as up to their potential as I think they can.
No, it's definitely a series of unfortunate events like as Ignite's kind of getting away with the win here. Everyone's panicking and they keep freaking out and then they're missing the ball and it's just hovering over the around their goal.
Yeah, the Ignite defense is looking a little sus, and the hold on a
Oh.
second, as Radio almost puts one onto his own net. Nobody was even close to getting a shot there, and again, you mentioned that panicked play. Ignite continuing to panic on defense.
No, that's when you're supposed to, as a teammate, just tell them they have a few seconds left to like dribble so they don't freak out. As Couchard almost gets one right there. But as I was saying, yeah, just calm to your teammates. Take a few seconds, dribble it out. You got time, and then the misplays will start to go down.
Yeah, and right as you were talking about that, Radio made another misplay and balled out his teammate inside of his own box, and again, Cal Tardard wasn't able to come up with a good shot or even find contact to put that one onto net. But misplays aside, this could be Ignite's chance to take away a Game 1 victory here and try and pull off an upset in this series as we're heading to overtime to start off this best of 5.
No, definitely. If you're Ignite, this is how you want to start. You're a little bit shaky, like towards the end of the game, but as long as you make it to OT against one of the top-rated teams in Novice, you must be doing something right.
Yeah, as a big whiff again from Radio, unable to find contact once again, and neither can Sky off his own backward, and almost a good shot coming out from Sicko, but Sky finding the save right on the goal line, and another few misplays put the Ignite defense on the back foot, but a clutch save from Sky as he's unable to find a touch there, but once again, Ignite somehow able to hold on.
No, they are. They're certainly getting away with it. Diffusion have 9 shots on target so far, and only Ignite have only 5 saves, which is a good bit of saves. But I mean, that just means Diffusion's not putting their shots on target.
Opportunity here for Ignite, and this one almost going in, but just off the post, the Sky comes rushing in, and he can't find it on target either. As the Diffusion defense able to send that one away. Opportunity for Couch-Hearted, but not able to put it on target either. It's like Bachman comes charging in. Ball still loitering in this Ignite corner as Sicko pulling off a good bit of a control here to dish this one out to the middle. Bachman there, but again, almost finding the double tap off the crossbar. But either way, a shot that needed to be hit. And again, they're continuing to let Ignite get back into this game, but almost a good series of plays from the Diffusion offense.
No, yeah, it looked like Bachman almost had a nasty double tap right there, as Ignite's still struggling to get it out of their half.
And that was a great pass coming out from Sicko to set that opportunity up too. And Diffusion, they're trying to pull out the mechanics, find these passing plays, but one way or another, they're not able to hit their shots. And now Ignite back on the offensive half. Here's Radio for the shot. He misses as well. Panda rushing in. As Sicko and Couch-Hearted are going to double commit. It's going to allow Sky to put another shot on, but will be easily sent away by Bachman. Good 50, that's going to send it back over to Sky. As Cow sends it off his own sidewall. But able to slip it past Radio was Bachman. And now, there's a series of great plays coming out from Diffusion, but they just can't find the net. And Ignite, they're just putting their shots on from too far away. We'll have to see if maybe some sort of demo play or mechanical Wizardry comes out to break this overtime as we're headed 3 minutes in so far, as it wasn't a mechanical play of Wizardry, it was a mistake, and Diffusion will take game 1.
No, Ignite's whiffs finally caught up to him as Ak Bachman's going to put that one in the back of the net.
And Ignite, they had so many chances, but so did Diffusion as well, and Diffusion struggling that hard as basically the number 1, number 2 team. Ignite has got to capitalize, and both teams coming up with pretty high shot totals. Diffusion sitting at 11, Ignite at 9, and ultimately at the end of the day, Ignite just, they needed to find some sort of way to break through in that overtime on offense, or they just needed to hold on in regulation on defense.
No, definitely. I want both teams to go for demos a lot more than they did. I don't think either team actually registered a demo in those games. And Ignite, they're playing well. They just need they stop shooting from so far out.
Yeah, I think there was one demo that somewhat led to the second goal for Diffusion, but I'm not really sure. It was more just Radio with an unfortunate touch to the midfield. But yeah, I really think Ignite, after seeing that game 1 performance, they can compete here with Diffusion. Given their 1-8 record aside, they looked like they could compete with the top dogs of Novice here. They ultimately were just banging the ball from the midfield to put a shot on, and when you got players like Ak Bachman and Kautarden on defense, they're surely going to come up with the saves. And just so many whiffs coming out from them on defense, which will happen in Novice, but eventually it's going to get punished on.
Definitely. No, I mean, if I'm Ignite though, you gotta be feeling good about yourself. Like just a 3-2 loss to the number 1 team in Novice. I mean, as Ak Bachman is going to get the shot there, Ignite's defense failing him on that possession.
Yeah, Sky just getting dunked out of this world off the backboard, and Ak Bachman with a good backboard read to put a good shot with enough pace on straight into the middle of the net. But I mean, Ignite just had to win that game 1, I feel like. And now Diffusion with a really good play coming out from Ak Bachman. We'll see what he can do right here. Trying to get an air dribble, almost sending it past everybody, forcing the triple commit. But they really had to win that game 1, and now Diffusion might be in the driver's seat in this series.
That's what it's looking like. I mean, Ignite still has a chance. Only down by 1 in game 2, but they need to start going now. They just need to start putting shots on target and stop whiffing, as a whiff's going to come out there and Sicko's going to get the bounce shot in.
Yeah, I mean, Diffusion's just toying with them in this game too. Kautarden pre-jumping, Ak Bachman pre-jumping. Nobody found contact on the ball. And that may have been the best thing for Diffusion, as Radio had no idea what to do, no idea who was going to hit the ball. And I mean, Diffusion, after that game 1 performance, Diffusion didn't look that confident, but 2 players pre-jumping for that ball, and I'm worried for Ignite's chances now after that solid game 1 performance, as another double commit comes out, and Kautarden will put that one in. And it's early, but I think it's safe to say it's over.
No, definitely. Like 3-0 down, 4 minutes. There's 4 minutes left to go, but I mean, the way Ignite's playing, it's not looking good. As that goal happened, though, it looked like a caster bias for Diffusion was just redeemed.
Oh my.
I believe. It said caster bias, and then it said Diffusion. So I don't.
They want us to talk bad about Diffusion, or they want us to talk bad about Ignite?
I'm not sure.
I'm gonna need clarification. Either way, I guess we'll save it for game 3.
Yeah.
As game 2, I think Diffusion got this one in the bag already, and it just actually a decent play coming out right there to slip that one past Radio, but it just comes down to that game 1, and Ignite needed so badly to win that one, and they were playing so well, and then they just immediately get shut down from Ak Bachman's good backboard read to start off this game 2, and Diffusion have not looked back ever since.
No, I mean losing game 1 after being ahead most of it, And losing in a 2-minute overtime, that's got to be demoralizing. And it looks like it took everything out of Ignite.
Yeah. Since the redemption was submitted mid game, and I'm pretty sure this game too, like I just said, is over. I will save the smack talking for Diffusion for game 3. Whoever submitted that one, as Diffusion are continuing to just run away with this one.
No, this looks like a completely different game than the last one. Diffusion has about the same shot total, but they're just putting in everything at this point, and Ignite can't seem to do anything.
As here's an opportunity, Radio trying to pass it back over to Panda, trying to get a good play starting out, and not a bad idea, but pass a little bit too high. As Radio getting a really good save on his own goal line. And Ignite, game 2 might be over for them, but they'll have to see if they can get some sort of momentum to try and pull off a reverse sweep hope in game 3. Unless they somehow come back with 5 goals for this game 2, which I really don't see happening. They're going to be looking at game 3 and trying to get some sort of momentum against this Diffusion roster that's, you know, kind of, as far as novices can freestyle, that's what they're doing.
No, I mean, Diffusion's just looking cracked at this point. And, I mean, anything can happen, but it's not looking good for Ignite right now as Diffusion's going to get another goal.
Yeah, I don't even think Sicko wanted to score this, I'm going to be honest.
No.
And then Calzarda just came in and tried to steal it. And somehow Sicko still ended up getting the goal, but an insurmountable task to try and ask for 6 goals at this point, as a 7th almost going in off the kickoff. And, I mean, maybe if they had Psycho, I don't know. I know Radio's a pretty solid player. He was on my team for a very brief period of time last season for my novice team, and Sky seems capable, finding a good read off his own backboard right there, and Panda, he looked to fit into the rotation pretty well in game 1, but one way or another, this Ignite team is just getting clipped on at the moment, as Sicko's going to take his 4th.
No, Sicko getting his 4th goal. Diffusion just looks like they're in a whole nother league, and Ignite, I don't know what's going on with them.
Yeah, I sound like a broken record at this point, but that game 1 performance from Ignite, it just looked so solid. And Diffusion, they weren't able to nearly do what they're doing right now, and game 2 is just a completely different story, as Akbachman dusting the final defender yet again. And granted, this match has been over for quite a while, as Diffusion continues to just, no mercy, they're just pouring on the goals, pouring on the shots, but I mean, they might as well put their controllers down and get a pep talk to get something going in this upcoming game 3 here.
I don't know, if I'm Ignite, I'd just start going for demos at this point, and
just to try and piss them off.
No, exactly. Because I mean, you're down 8-0. You gotta get in their heads somehow, you know. And I don't know. It's not looking good, to say the least, for Ignite.
Yeah, definitely not. As Sky trying to get a squishy save out, but couldn't find contact. But I mean, ultimately, I don't even think the Ignite players are really whiffing as much as they were in game 1. I think Diffusion are just balling out the Ignite players at the moment. But there was so many whiffs in game 1 from the Ignite defense, and I'm starting to question if Ignite was playing super solid game 1, or maybe Diffusion weren't playing up to their potential. And it might be the latter, but either way, Ignite's gonna have to look for some sort of marginal improvement to try and compete with this dominating Diffusion roster.
I mean, the way this game turned out, I'd say it would have to be a bit more than marginal. But, I mean...
Gotta start small, yeah.
Figure something out. But Diffusion just completely outplayed Ignite on that game, going for 8 goals, and 2 players had hat tricks.
Yeah, and Ignite actually got zeros across the board for the shot totals. Not able to put a single one on, as Diffusion just absolutely steamrolled them. And anything's possible.
As we're getting a server reset right here. I mean, anything's possible. They can still come back. 8-0, it's still just a game. But, I mean, it's not looking good for Ignite. They're going to have to figure something out. Whether it goes for going for demos, just putting more shots on target. Diffusion is looking at a whole nother level. Like you said, as we are going to be having a server reset here, it looks like Sky Newbie was having ping issues. I'm not sure if that was part of why Ignite lost, especially with rotational issues. But we're going to see what happens game 3. As we wait for this one to load up, Diffusion are really just playing out of their minds right now. Ignite needs to change something, be it the rotations or just taking more shots on target. And we're gonna see as we load up into the next lobby. I mean, Ignite could still come back, but we're just gonna have to see. As it looks like we may be having some technical difficulties right now, as I think I lost my other commentator, at least for a hot second. But what I'm curious about is to see if Diffusion can keep it going. Like, because the last game they just scored eight goals and just completely outshot Ignite, and Ignite they just need to keep taking shots.
I am back.
Welcome back.
I was trying to explain how Ignite was going to make their comeback, and my internet decided that that wasn't going to be a possibility, apparently.
No, yeah, you definitely saved me from monologuing there. That's
But I was going to say that Diffusion, they're proving why they're at that top spot in Novice with plays like that. I mean, they may be beating up on a 1-8 team, but either way, you got to beat all the teams. And Diffusion, they're looking good.
No, I think good's an understatement. Anytime you score 8 goals in a game, that's a bit more than good. But Diffusion's doing something right at this point.
Yeah, as I guess my internet decided to go down at the perfect time while we were resetting the server, apparently. So, good on that for the server reset.
Perfect timing, I guess. I don't know.
I hope
As
the Jaeger's monologue went okay.
I, I think it did. I think it did.
When all else fails, just talk about pizza.
Exactly. Like, people either like pineapple pizza or they hate it. Me personally, I like pineapple pizza. I used to hate it until I tried it. I don't know what's your opinion on that, bagels.
I'm kind of indifferent. If it's there, I'll eat it. I won't turn down a pizza.
No, you really can't turn down a pizza.
Kinetic's choice of pizza. I don't know if you heard that cast in the off-season tournament, but that man has corn on his pizza. That man has
Really?
pineapple on his pizza. It's kind of sus, but I will respect it. I will respect it until I try it.
That I mean, you can't knock it till you try it, but like on the list of things I'd put on a pizza, that was never something I'd think of. Putting corn?
I wouldn't put corn on pizza either, but hey, you know what? I'll give it a shot whenever the time comes up. As the server's been reset, the players are back in, and we are going to honor the request of that caster bias submission. So I guess we're just gonna have to talk smack about Diffusion, and that might be maybe unintentional. Get Ignite back into this series, and we're just gonna have to start smack talking them.
Maybe so,
Uh,
as Ignite's just going to let Cowtarded hit that one top right.
I
They
mean,
almost felt bad for him there.
Cal can't normally shoot that well, but I mean, I guess he finds a goal right there.
I mean, a blind barn owl runs into a barn every so often, you know?
Yeah. As Eric Bachman, terrible at kickoffs, couldn't even attempt to not be dusted on that one. Cal getting a meager touch off his own sidewall, radio into the midfield. As Zach Bachman struggling to touch the ball as he normally does. And all of Diffusion continuing to panic as they're somewhat cowering to a 1-8 team at the moment, which doesn't make any sense, but they're just feeling the pressure of this reverse sweep hopes might being alive. It's a great dunk from Panda, almost lets that one go in. Sky with the follow-up, putting it on, but straight over to the Diffusion defenders who somehow managed to find a touch on defense. And I always find it difficult to talk bad about the good teams, Jaegers.
No, you know it's difficult to talk bad about Ignite here.
They're bad, though.
That's no. Ignite's the good team because the Fusion. I don't know. Ignite let the Fusion have those first two wins, just because they're ready to come back and win this next one.
As Cal somewhat, luckily, with no skill, able to ball out all three of the defenders. I mean, he was just panicking. He just hit the brakes because he didn't know what to do, and the ball just went in the net.
No, Ignite's just setting up the comeback. Still 3 minutes and 48 seconds. They're in perfect position. Ignite have Diffusion where they want them.
Exactly. As a great save coming out from Radio right there. Didn't actually get credit for it, but Sicko panicking on his own back half. Getting it past one somehow as he will get booted away into the midfield. As all the Ignite players seeming to be struggling on defense, and again, I won't call it skill, but somehow Diffusion, they're scoring.
No, Bachman was just flopping like a dead fish there and managed to accidentally hit the double tap. I mean, are still in such a good position. Like, the Fusion has to score like 9 goals before I'd get worried.
Yeah, as one of the Ignite players not able to find contact in the midfield, and as much as I am trying to get Ignite back in this matchup, not the best at smack talking on the stream unless I'm drunk, which might be happening later this season, but I mean, it doesn't seem to be working for Ignite here. As Diffusion, they're not getting the most skillful goals, but luck is shining their way in Game 3 here. As they're flopping around like fishes, but apparently the way of the fish is the way to go.
I mean, it's the same thing with Pokemon. Magikarp's the best Pokemon in the game, you know, and only knows one move. Diffusion are just getting lucky, somehow find the back of the net, and really they're just trying to find the ball at this point.
Yeah, as Bachman bumping into his own teammate, nobody on Diffusion, finding contact. As Sicko flying aimlessly into his enemy's back wall. As could be an opportunity here for Ignite. Panda slipping it past everybody. Sky not able to find the touch. As Sicko into his own corner. Somehow didn't miss the boost pad and he can't find contact here. Everybody trying to bail out Sicko on Diffusion. Try and get this ball back on offense. Cowtardity's fearfully staying back in the net. And he will actually get dunked to ever-living crap out of him. But one way or another, Ignite, they still can't score.
No, Ignite's just waiting for that last 30 seconds to get together. It'll be beautiful. Trust me. They're gonna let Cowtarded hit another one. Cowtard almost missed that one, and Ignite just made sure he found the back of the net to help him out.
I think, caster bias aside, I do think all 4 of these goals for Diffusion are actually extremely lucky. I think every goal has come off of an Ignite defender or some sort of fortunate own goal or double tap. I mean, I don't even know. I mean, they're actually getting lucky goals here in Game 4. I really do feel bad for Ignite.
I mean, definitely. Ignite's getting touches on defense this time, and they're just unfortunate enough to go in the back of the net. And Diffusion, really, they're just scoring to Like they're trying to rack up the score so they don't get swept away by the scoring, the ridiculous scoring amount that Ignite's going to have in about 30 seconds from now.
Yeah, Cowtarded was nervous about uh, getting Player of the Week twice in a row, and he's just trying to stat pad at this point, make his stats look good, beating up on this poor Ignite team, and that's just disrespectful. As Bachman gets a decent ground pinch, and I don't even know if I could keep this caster bias going. It's all but over for this Ignite team.
You gotta stay strong, Bagels. Like one goal every 9 seconds, and it can happen. As it looks
Oh,
like King Panda might put. No, it goes off the left side.
yeah. I mean, I want to talk bad about Diffusion, but lucky goals or not, they've just played so well in this series. As Radio just there's there's not much to say right there, unfortunately.
Not it really. I mean, Sicko gets a nice shot, somehow gets it by the Ignite defense, and 6-0. Ignite's looking to come back 7-6. There's still time.
There's hope in our hearts, Jaegers, but the realism in me is it's over. I've actually just been eating Mike and Ike's for the past like 2 minutes because
Ooh,
I don't need to focus on this great gameplay that's happening right now from Diffusion.
I my you gotta stay strong till the end, Bagels. That's but Mike and Ike's do in fact slap. I'll have to applaud you on your choice of snack.
I do like Mike and Ike's. As seventh one, almost able to roll in, and surely somebody from Diffusion after this week will be winning the Player of the Week after that series of stat padding. And
Does
Ignite, it comes back to that game one. They needed to win that game one. That was their chance to strike. And they're able to take one game off of Diffusion last week. And if they won the first game, that could have been the momentum setter for them in this series, and got stomped out game two and continued to just get pulverized into the dirt in game three. Able to find quite a few shots there in game three, but game two, they had a 0 on the shot total.
it
And they will be moving to 1-9, unfortunately.
is caster bias is off now?
Caster bias is off.
That
Diffusion
was
is definitely not bad anymore.
that was an absolutely great game by Diffusion. That last one, shutting Ignite out. I think they shut him Ignite out in their last two games, didn't they?
Yeah, they outscored them 14-0 in the past two games.
That's just ridiculous. You have to give it to Diffusion. All caster bias aside, that looks like the number one team in power rankings.
Yeah, and going back to what we were talking about the top of the broadcast with, they've had a series of roster moves this whole season, and they're still able to remain strong. Um, a series of trades, but either way, Diffusion looked like the team to beat. And I haven't seen Whelps play in quite a while, but I'm sure that they've played at this point, considering the halfway point of the season. Not sure what the result was between those two teams, but definitely looking to have that matchup on stream between the Whelps and Diffusion for a rematch, because it seems like they're the top two dogs in Novice at the moment.
Well, I want to say we talked about this last time. I I'm trying to look up the score of the last game. I'm gonna try and find it real quick. Whelps actually 3-0 Diffusion last time they played.
Okay. Well, we'll have to see if Diffusion, with their hot performance tonight, will be able to even it up at 1-1 on the season. But that's going to do it for our first matchup, Ignite. They had a shot early on in the series to get some momentum their way, but ultimately fell short, and they'll be moving on to 1-9. This Diffusion continuing to improve their record on the 9-1. And for the next matchup, we're going to be heading over to the Prospect League, where we got the 7-2 Velocity going off against the 5-4 Vipers here after the break, and we'll catch you guys then.
Can't wait.